So the next term is coordination polyhedron. Coordination polyhedron can be said to be the geometric pattern or the spatial arrangement of the ligands directly attached to the central atom or ion. Spatial arrangement means the arrangement of ligands in space, the arrangement of ligands with respect to the metal atom. So the most common polyhedra are octahedral, tetrahedral, square planar, trigonal bipyramidal and square pyramidal. In all of this you can see what the polyhedrons look like in case of octahedral. So in case of octahedral, the 4 ligands that you can see, 2 of them by wedged and 2 of them by dashed lines, all of these 4 they lie in one plane, whereas the ligands which are drawn just by a single line, they lie above the plane and below the plane. So then we have tetrahedral. So tetrahedral is like all the ligands are present at the corners of a regular tetrahedron like your methane molecule. Square planar, in square planar all of the 4 ligands they are present in exactly in one plane. So the metal atom is in this plane and the ligand atoms are also present at the same plane. In trigonal bipyramidal, this ligand and the ligands which are shown by the wedge line as well as the dash line, these 3 ligands they lie in the same plane. The ligand which you have seen here, this ligand as well as this ligand, they lie above the plane and below the plane. So there is the metal atom in between and the 3 ligands are on the same plane as the metal atom. The 4th ligand is above the plane and the 5th ligand is below the plane. When we talk about square pyramidal, the ligands that you see drawn in wedged as well as dash, they all lie in the same plane. Whereas this ligand which is drawn by a single normal line, that lies above the plane. So if you talk about a metal atom is here and the ligands are on the same plane. The 4 ligands are on the same plane, here, here, here and here. And the 5th ligand, it is present above the plane here. So the next term is oxidation states. So in a molecular compound, the oxidation number of an element is the sum of the oxidation numbers if the bonds are considered to be purely ionic. That is, the oxidation number of an element would be equal to the sum of the oxidation numbers if the bonds by which that element is attached to other elements are considered to be purely ionic. So the purely ionic thing is an important concept of oxidation states. Every bond, even if you are finding the oxidation states of a carbon compound or organic compound, you have to assume that the bond is ionic, because the calculation of oxidation states is done only for ionic bonds. So every bond, if it's not ionic, just assume that it's ionic. So right now we will calculate the oxidation state of phosphorus in the molecule that you can see, which is H3PO3. So H3PO3 has a structure which you can see right now. So let's try to calculate the oxidation state of phosphorus in H3PO3. So to calculate the oxidation state of phosphorus in H3PO3, you will have to compare the electronegativity of phosphor with all the atoms that it is attached to. So phosphorus here is attached to hydrogen atom. Now phosphorus has a lower electronegativity than hydrogen atom, even though it's very less, but still it's considered that it has a lower electronegativity than hydrogen atom. So if I consider the bond to be purely ionic, then I'll say that hydrogen atom completely takes the electrons of the bond towards itself. Right? So if the hydrogen atom completely takes the electrons of the bond towards itself, this leaves the hydrogen atom with a charge of -1. If the hydrogen atom takes the electrons towards itself, it leaves the phosphorus with a charge of +1. So I'll just write it here that phosphorus right now has a charge of +1 due to its bond with hydrogen atom. Now phosphorus has a single bond with oxygen atom too. Oxygen atom here will take away 1 electron, because again oxygen atom is more electronegative than the phosphorus. So oxygen atom is going to take away the electron. So oxygen atom will here have a charge of -1, which will give the phosphorus charge of +1. Now let's talk about this bond. So in this bond also oxygen is more electronegative than phosphorus. So oxygen is again going to take away the electrons from phosphorus. So it will give the phosphorus a charge of +1 and the oxygen will have a charge of -1. And now let's talk about the doubly bonded oxygen. So the doubly bonded oxygen means that the oxygen is going to take away 2 electrons. Again, it's more electronegative than phosphorus. So oxygen is going to take away 2 electrons, which leaves phosphorus with a charge of +2. So +1, +1, +1, +2 gives the oxidation state of phosphorus as +5, which you can see was already written on the diagram. Now, if we talk about this oxygen, as I said, this oxygen takes away the electrons from phosphorus via this bond and gains a -1 charge. Also, this oxygen is going to take away the electrons from this bond via the single bond and again gain a -1 charge, which gives us total to -2. Similarly, for this oxygen also, this oxygen is going to take away the electrons from this bond, which gives it a charge of -1, and this oxygen is going to take away the electrons from this bond also, because again oxygen is more electronegative than hydrogen, which gives it a -1 charge, and the total goes up to -2. So this is what the oxidation state of an element means.